Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Corporate Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by the flaming bit of money himself. It's Mikey, G-Wolf-E3. Hello, Mikey.
That was an odd one. I get why, but that was an odd one.
Why?
Because it just, no one, use words. Use English as God intended.
What do you mean?
It just, you offend me every time your mouth opens.
Okay, good. Then I'm living my life at the best as I can. And that's perfect. Unsurprisingly, not a huge amount of Transformers news to cover this week, but we're gonna try. We're gonna hit the interesting stuff, or the best interesting stuff that we could find at the very least, and then we'll talk about what we did this week, because that's just the format of the show. So we're kicking off.
That's an unusual. I was gonna say that's an unusual start for us. That sounded very organized and direct.
Yeah, it makes a change. We're gonna save the woo woo for the end.
We're becoming transmissions. Oh no.
But that's transmissions. Transmissions are transmissions. We're Moonbase.
Yeah, but we're gonna have like timetables and schedules and shit.
Oh no, that's too much. The closest thing we'll have to a timetable is every Sunday at 8:00. That's our timetable. That's pretty much it. We're kicking off though with Prime 1 Studios, showing off the new official G1 merchandise in Japanaland. That, of course, being Japan.
I was going to say Japanaland. Sounds like a lovely place.
Japanaland, it'd be great. So the things available are a G1 Transformers can case. Not a Pepsi can or anything like that. It's just a tin little box that you can put your pencils in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it features G1, Optimus Prime, and Megatron classic artwork, and it's exactly what you would think from a pencil case, or what I would assume is a pencil case. So, not very interesting. The next thing is a G1 Soundwave bag and pass case. Is a pass case basically the thing you shove your passport into? It must be, right?
Or a bus pass or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, for Japan, it's probably like for the train systems, I would imagine. Yeah. Ah, okay. That makes sense. This is a very original design. This is what they say, not what I say. Very original design. The bag is inspired by G1 Soundwave's cassette mode, and the pass case looks like a cassette with G1 art of Ravage on the back of it. But currently sold out even when it was limited to one per customer. Oh, wow, all right. It doesn't granted say how big the run was. Prime 1 Studios is working on the second run, though. So, I would debate on the very original design, as it's just it looks like a handbag. It doesn't look like a man purse. Man purses are a little bit larger, in my opinion. This looks like a full-on handbag. And like it looks. Am I wrong? I don't know. Say that's not true?
I mean, I would say that would be argued to be a satchel, the gender-neutral satchel. But
I think it's a bit smaller for that. Like if you see the image of him of the person, I don't know who they are, holding it with a cardigan. It looks like it's about as big as one of their ass cheeks. That's not a big bag. That's not going to hold a lot of like things. Like what you can't get a lot of porn into that, for instance, or cocaine.
Well, I mean, considering the people who buy this, you could probably get a lot of manga.
Oh no, I think you get like 2 volumes. From the look of the size of it, I don't think you get a lot in.
If you're on travel, do you need more?
Yes. Like I've seen pictures of Japanese people that have like the omnibus size ones, which are like 5 or 6 or 7 like mangas smushed into one big book. So yes, I would say they apparently do. It's okay enough. I think the pass case is probably the cutest thing about it. I like the fact it's a little cassette with a little Ravage on there. That's quite nice. Otherwise, it's just a man purse, handbag, satchel thingamabob, and I just look at it and I go, yeah, all right. I mean, they've done well to sell out of the first run, but again, it doesn't really say how many they made first run. Mikey, what do you think? You seem to be more into this than I
like the bag.
I want to make the assumption and say none of us care about the can case.
No, I think they're the laziest fucking thing in the world.
Yes.
But I like the bag. I think it's kind of neat.
Okay.
And I think it's just a little bit clever to have like you put the pass in and it looks like Ravages in his chest.
Yeah, again, that's cute.
It's neat. I think it's neat.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be a bit bigger, but it's, I frequently would not have a big bag on me, so I don't know if I'd have a satchel. It's just I always find them a bit awkward.
I usually just rock a backpack if I need a bag.
But no, I think this is neat.
All right, there you go. Neat
and
things.
the lazy cases can burn in hell.
Yeah, it looks like something you get in like a Wilkinson's or a discount store, and they've just gone, spray paint some Transformer shit on it, and you go, okay. There's no information about the prices of these things, as far as I can tell. I don't think, anyway. I don't see any actual numbers for them, but I'm sure you can order these from Japanese stores. Maybe if not there, Mandarake might have some. I don't know. Mikey, do you want to tell me about third-party woo-woo spelunky de-boo-boos?
Yeah, this is a bit of a... I wasn't expecting this to ever be made. But this is the IFEX-44 City Commander Final Battle Armor color prototype from IronFactory. So this is a redo, a heavy redo, of their version of City Commander, who is obviously Ultra Magnus. In this case, IDW Ultra Magnus. So this is specifically the... what do they call it? Ultra Maximus or something. Some stupid name. Which was the beefed up armor from the end of the second season More Than Meets the Eye. So you get to see it in a lineup with the other IronFactory figures that have been out. And interestingly enough, Lady Starscream is in there, so it looks like she's still being planned. I thought she might have been cancelled.
I was going to say, did that come out or not? I
no,
can't remember.
No. I honestly, I assumed it had been cancelled, but looks like not if it's in this. But yeah, so comes with bigger shoulder pylons that act as guns that you can rotate forward. Comes with bigger things on the shoulder that can be rotated forward to be chairs. They're technically cannon turrets, so if you have a small figure, you can sit them in it. I believe it was Rewind and Swerve in the comic. We're up there.
Oh, they're definitely not going unless they make really small ones, because I think even the Minimus, the bearded Magnus is going to have trouble fitting in those things.
Yeah, and it comes with a Minimus, and it is a 6 centimeter tall Minimus who comes with the Gatling gun he shot Tyrest with. I have to admit something I've never actually admitted in public. I really didn't like the whole beefed up Ultra Magnus armor at the end of season 2.
Okay.
It looked a bit ridiculous, and it took beef. It had that beefy point of just like, okay, now it's just impractical in terms of movement and stuff. But I do like the Minimus. I think he looks quite neat. He seems quite posable, and it's a good solid mold. I think the vehicle modes look fine. Magnus's is a bit cluttered, but I overall it works. It's just kind of a reference to something I never was super in love with. Like, they try to do the hammer thing as well by like turning the chair turrets into the top of the hammer, and it's like, they're rocket boosts for when he's swinging it.
Yeah.
But don't really work for me.
I think it's all right.
I'm not in love with it. I'm not in love. What's your thoughts?
Okay. Overall, again, like you, I'm not a massive fan of the Super Chonk. I will say the Minimus is the best Minimus we've got so far.
Yep.
Granted, there's not been many a Minimus in the past. I think the only other one we've really had was the official one, right?
Yeah. And he was right for what he was.
Yeah. This one looks like its vehicle mode is like, it's okay, but its robot mode is pretty much on point. I really like him with the Gatling gun as well. That's neat. Overall, though, like you say, the overall look for Magnus just doesn't hold it for me personally. And I was never a big fan of the Ultra Magnus Minimus kind of combo thing anyway. It just didn't really do a huge lot for me personally. But hey, I think it's the first time we've had this version of Ultra Magnus, at the very least, so that's something. And IronFactory continues to have no real consistency in a lot of their designs and what they're trying to do, just that they're all Legends figures. Yeah,
well, I don't mind that. I like it.
No.
I think that people get locked into this idea of having a core line you can all stick up in the shelf together. And I mean, looking at the row here, you've got very G1, you've got IDW, you've got our semi-original takes, you've got Beast Wars, you've got the crazy 2 Japanese figures, you've got Starscream Girl. And like, I really don't mind this like this kind of aesthetic variance. I really don't.
It's interesting. It's interesting at the very least. I'm still sad that they dropped the Robo Girls.
Like I said, they apparently didn't. If she's still there in the list.
No. But the Robo Girls, I mean the Slipstream and the RC and stuff. Those are gone. They just don't seem to do them at all now.
Yeah. Well, how many uses did they get out of that mold?
Out of the RC one, quite a few.
Yeah.
Quite a few. Yeah.
So, at least they did use them. But
yeah, totally.
But yeah, so see what comes next for them, I suppose.
I guess, yeah.
Andy, do you want to take us on to Fiendish Doctor Wu?
Yes, let me tell you about more of the small. We have coloured images of small figures, Legend Scale Sound Blaster, Monitor Officer, and Legend Scale Destroyer Emperor Poe. That's their Galvatron. Excuse me. I think we talked about these guys before when they weren't coloured. And we weren't too impressed by them. Now they're coloured. I'm still not that impressed by them personally. What about you, Mikey? Do you think they look good? I don't.
I like the colour scheme.
Okay, well, they've had those for about 30 years now, so...
It's a good colour scheme.
It is a good blaster. Yes.
I like Sound Blaster more
than
the other one.
Oh, than Emperor Poe.
Yeah. Emperor Poe.
Emperor Poe. What a name.
I
still don't like these. Even coloured up, I still don't think they look very good. And like you say, the Galvatron looks less impressive than the Soundwave, and I'm not really enamored with the Soundwave anyway. Sorry, Sound Blaster. My bad.
Yeah,
My bad.
Get your shit together, man.
Get my facts right.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Galvatron has some... It feels like Galvatron has some weird proportions. Like, it looks like he has some really stumpy legs on him.
Yeah, Yeah, and his torso feels weirdly long.
Yeah. It just doesn't look great, and the transformations, from what we can see and kind of tell from the alt mode to the robot mode, they at least don't impress me that much either. I mean, the Soundwave the Sound Blast is, again, it's just a G1 transformation from what I can tell, but it's got more joints to it, so yay! I don't know. I don't think these are great. Again, but they're coloured at least, so we can see them all printed out if Wirela wants to. Mikey, you have news for us. Tell us of news.
I'll stick these two together because they're fairly quick. But the first one is we have coloured images and a release date for the Bumblebee movie's Bumblebee kit from Trumpeteer, which now this had been released in China a month or two back, but we hadn't really been talking about it. But it's going to be released in Japan via the company Doyusha. I'm probably killing that pronunciation. So it's going to be identical release, but with Japanese text and everything else. It's going to be $35. I've seen some retailers are doing it for $20.25. Okay. Having seen reviews of it, I feel the $20.25 is a much fairer price. Let's just the picture here is a heavily painted version.
Right.
I don't think there's any original color on this picture.
You don't think this is a good representation of how the kit will look when you put it together yourself?
I could tell you it's very much not. The kit comes pre-painted in some ways, but not this kind of pre-paint. And the leg, all the details on the grey, you're not getting those. They need to be brought out with a liner or a wash or something. It's a very simple kit. Very, very simple. It's got some interesting options, you can give him the early phase door wings, or you can give him the movie accurate door wings where they lie down against his back. He's got swappable heads, and he's got weapons for each hand. But I watched Ben Collectibles' video, and I watched one from some guy customizing it. Okay. And Ben nearly killed me because he was popping everything off the sprue with his hands, with his nails, and he was
don't do that.
And he was just like, "Oh, you don't need any tools for this." And I was just like, "Ben, no!"
Mikey, you've now become that guy. You're now a model kit maker, because only a model kit maker would get annoyed by shit like that.
Ben, the nubs,
the nub box. You'll never get rid of them now. But it looked like it's a really simple build. It's not very big when it's finished.
And
how big is it? Could you tell?
About half the size of a Voyager.
Oh, okay. So that
Maybe
in between
less.
scale between deluxe and Voyager-ish.
Yeah, maybe. No, do you know what? No, I would say he's very much deluxe and small deluxe.
Oh, okay.
But I think I saw him scaled against some Legends figures. He didn't look much bigger.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't think he's very big at all. If I was buying him, like, I do want to get one. They're gonna do Shatter out of this at least, so I do want to pick her up. But I would not pay 30. Like, I was looking at the price, and some of it 39. I saw one guy do $40 and one guy do 45, and I was just like, no, that figure's not worth it. This is not worth that. And I was like, 20. The 20 is probably still too much, but payable.
Right.
Like, to be that guy, comparing it to like any of the model kits I've built in the last year, like that you can get for the same price, there's no comparison.
Yeah.
And I'm like everything from Gundam to Motoroid, you know.
Was there any conversation on the reviews that you saw on the quality of the parts going together? Ben
broke a foot.
Oh, that's not good.
He was putting the feet together, and the ball socket broke off in the actual socket, and he said, dear. "Oh, I don't mind because I'm not going to be posing it." So,
it's not really the point.
So I'm getting the feeling some of the plastic isn't the best. Like,
I like it.
Yeah, like pre-paint. Like, this is obviously aimed a bit young, so it's pre-painted and stuff. But
right, maybe avoid. What do you say?
Maybe avoid the first couple.
Okay.
Like I said, I will try and pick up Shatter, because I should at least get an idea of what these are like, but I don't think FlameToys are exactly going to be hiding under their bed in fear of the competition. But yeah. I mean, how do you think he looks? Like, you're brand new to all this.
I mean, hey, it looks like a Bumblebee from the movie. I'm not sure what else there is to say. Like you say, there does seem to be a lot of paint on it. Oh no. Bless me.
He did!
I'm dead.
He did!
There does seem to be a lot of paint on it, but apart from that, it's another representation of Bumblebee, I suppose. But you don't. I would say avoid it if it's exploding and losing its ball joints. That's not a good sign, yo. That's bad, baby.
Yeah, I'll wait and see. Like I said, I'll see how much Shatter is in comparison, and we'll see if I get her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other thing is FlameToys have new images up of their upcoming 4i Action Optimus Primal, which is the smaller action figure line that they originally started with a repaint of their Optimus kit, but by the looks of it, this is going more the high-end, smaller action figure now. So, so we get to see him with his accessories. He's coming with the swords, and he comes with a swappable face mask to give him the mutant face, which I thought was neat. Honestly, this thing looks fantastic. I adore this design. It looks absolutely phenomenal. The problem is it's going to be... pre-orders are closing December 12th, $175 US.
Woo! How's that comparable with Tarn?
Tarn is 300 or 400.
Okay.
So he's like Tarn's twice the size as well. So
okay.
So he just came into Hobby Frontline, by the way. He just came into Hobby Frontline. I was staring and I was just like, do I need food this year?
Are these right? I find it difficult to kind of remember what all the FlameToys ones are. Are these? Yeah. Is this one specifically the built together model kit that's meant to be the action figure version? If you don't want to actually build a model kit,
I think this is an action figure that was originally designed as a model kit, but is now being made as an action figure. Okay. Because the last ones they were about 70, and they were basically a built model kit with paint.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
so
that's why I assumed this was.
This is different.
Okay.
This is like this is more in line with the deluxe from 3.0. You know, the smaller version of their larger figures.
Okay.
My question, of course, is this was originally, I know, when it was originally pushed out, it was being pushed as a model kit. Yes. And they have done model kits of action figures before, like they did with Drift.
No Tarn, though, yet.
No Tarn, for some god-awful reason. I am really hoping we're still getting a model kit version of this down the line, because I would love to own this. It's just like, it's just exploded out of my price range. But, like, this looks fantastic. Like, and it's FlameToys, so it's probably, like, built like God. But, like, it looks great. It looks amazing, but... Hey, money. Any thoughts yourself, Andy?
From me to
from
thee.
You. From ye.
From me to thee. Yeah, it looks pretty. I'm not sure if it's $175 pretty though, but I still really like the design, and the paint application to it is really solid and nice, and they even made the mutant face look really fucking cool. It doesn't look dumb.
Yep.
It looks great. It looks like a really solid action figure. I will be interested to see how big it scales to the other FlameToys expensive lads, but if you say it's small, I wonder how much smaller it's going to be. Yeah. And like you, I'd be interested to know if they are doing a model kit, not to buy it, but just out of interest, so people can still get the design, even if they're gonna have to put the wok in themselves to make it look as pretty. Pretty. Yeah, it's weird. Shall I move on, Mikey?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some images this week, which were then, I guess, changed, because we saw Takara Tomi's version of the Kingdom T-Rex Megatron, and a few of their other ones, and the first images that came out of it made it look like they were coloring it different. It seems now they're going to be coloring it the same as the original version. But do you remember I sent you earlier on in the week, or the previous week, and they gave him like an orange face or something like that?
Yeah, like a really bright like red-orange face and a really light pink.
Yeah, it's the latest image. Like, on the story that TFW put up, which was the 5th of November, the Kingdom T-Rex, Megatron, and Black Arachnia images, you can see the weirder color scheme there. But the latest one, which is the 7th of November, just shows kind of the normal, what you would expect the proper Megatron colors to look like. So I assume they're going to be doing the normal version rather than this really weird version, which doesn't look very good.
I'm slightly terrified America's going to be doing the weird version now.
Oh, that could be a thing, couldn't it? I don't think they would. I'd hope not anyway, but yeah. I just thought it was one of those interesting little things, like, is Japan allowed to do weird things again, even if this is a really bad call? And I'm guessing now it's like, no, they're going to be doing normal things. How far are we away from Kingdom's release now? Do you know? Is it next year early?
I think it's like end of this year, early next year, because pre-orders are up in Smiths.
Oh, okay. Are you pre-ordering a little black spider lady?
I will try to pick her up, but I probably won't be pre-ordering her because she ain't going to run out of stock or anything around here.
Nah.
It turns out people aren't buying from shops a lot at the moment.
Yay! Actually, you say that, but when lockdown kind of hit this week, the shops got pretty full, actually, as people were rushing to get stuff before Christmas.
Were people panic buying Transformers, Andy?
No, but they were panic buying Christmas presents. To make sure that they, in case the lockdown was extended to over Christmas, that they actually had some shit to give the kids. People were even apparently gone to Mr. Tricky. People were buying PlayStation 4s, and I said to him, "But the PlayStation 5's nearly out." And he's like, "I don't know." I was like, "Okay."
I will not be buying the PlayStation 5 anytime soon, but
nor I, and it's a shame because Demon's Souls looks really good.
Yeah, no, there's stuff on, like. Demon's Souls is the best looking thing on it at the moment, but
yeah,
I'll wait until it's a bit cheaper, and I'll wait until the proper PS5 exclusive games that like blow my mind. Like, let's be honest, I'll wait until I get the announcement of Final Fantasy VII Part 2, and I'm just
I think it might be waiting a while for that.
Don't know. They said they might be rushing it out.
I don't know. I think at the very least, it's never a bad idea to wait 1 year after a release of a console.
And there's going to be a lot of shared games. There's plenty of PS4 games for me to play.
Oh, certainly.
And hey, if I get them especially if I get them digitally, I can play them on the PS5. So
that's right.
Which is like, oh my god! After 15 years of listening to people talk bullshit about no one wants to play old games on a new console, I'm just like, finally.
Isn't that more the company standpoint rather than the consumer standpoint?
I wonder if Microsoft saw the way the wind was going as well. I didn't look up. I don't know if the new Xbox is backwards compatible, but
it must be. It would be weird if it wasn't.
But they were like the loudest voice. They were the loudest voice of no one wants to play the old games on the new consoles. Which is like such a hilarious thing of just like, we want to remake them or make you buy more stuff.
Yeah, we want you to buy them again. Usually a digital copy of them is usually how it goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll move us on, Mr. Mikey. So Takara, Tomy are going to be doing the Golden Lagoon series to be officially released in the US.
What an original thought!
Hooray, you may say, and you may say, "Hey, Andy, what is the Golden Lagoon stuff?" And I'd be like, "Hey, it's these toys, just gold."
Cheap. It's these toys looking cheap.
Yeah.
Because it's cheap chrome and then cheap gold plastic clashing. Always clashing.
Doesn't look the best. So, there's the GL01 to 04, and we go Convoy, next to Starscream. Number 3 is Preceptor, Beachcomb, and Sea Spray, and the last one is Soundwave. So, the Prime is Masterpiece 10, because we haven't got enough of them.
We've stabbed the corpse, but it keeps crawling forward.
We gotta keep going. One day it will die, but it won't be today. Starscream is the Unite Warriors 1, which is apparently the redeco from the Unite Galvatron figure, which seems more of a kick in my nuts than anything else.
Yeah, my balls are sore now.
Yeah. The 3-pack, which was the Beachcomb with Preceptor, they're all the Titans Returns ones, and the Soundwave is, again, the Titans Return one, which is arguably not very good now looking back at it. I hope people can understand why I would say that. Mikey, Golden Transformers. They're a thing. They're going to be coming out apparently via Hasbro Pulse. I almost said Plus again, but Hasbro Pulse. January 1st, 2021. Will you buy them?
No.
Okay, moving on. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. I will take us on Cybertron, Starscream, Transformers Studio Series, SS72. Pre-orders are up, official pictures are up. Mikey, this is a Starscream from the Cybertron sequence. I thought this was a shitty reuse of a mold with a really crappy custom mode added on, and Hasbro just went, it's a thing. Apparently it's a new mold.
So did everyone. Yeah, everyone thought this was a retool. Everyone. And I was I saw so many messages, and then I was just like, I'm going to just look at them. Because I knew the head was a re-sculpt, but I noticed there was a little bit of a difference in the chest. Yeah. There is not a single shared part between these two toys.
You know what's really concerning? That's the case, and everybody thinks elbows. It's a remold.
Yeah, but
that's not a good sign.
Even how the elbows are molded are different. The Starscream got ratchet elbows. Or fake ratchet elbows. And the Blitzwing has a double hinged elbow. Completely different. Completely different. And the bit that's driving everyone nuts, which is his Robo-Dong, as I've been calling it.
You mean it's a plain dong. It's not Robo-Dong. It's a plain dong.
Plain dong. So basically, there is a fourth leg hanging out the bottom of him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That is movie accurate. I was curious, and I checked, and I saw the scene, and it's just all the Tetrajets had this big gun hanging down from their bellies.
I don't know why I can't remember that. Well, I guess it's just because it's been a while since I've seen Bumblebee.
But here's the thing. I quite like the Tetrajet design. And the thing works for me because in my brain it's kind of parsed off as a stand. It doesn't look like it's part of the robot. So to me it just kind of looks like a stand.
Yeah.
So I'm still seeing a Tetrajet. And I think as a Tetrajet design, it's probably the best one we've had in a while.
I think it's the most interesting, or at least it's unique. It's not just the triangle G1 shape at the very least. But I think it's fair to say that it's maybe not the best execution of it.
No, where
it does look a bit crappy.
Where it's basically an entire robot underneath him, but in a different way.
Yeah. It's not what we're used to when we go, it's just a robot hanging underneath. It's the entire arms. Kind of as a gun?
Yeah.
Question mark? It's
yeah,
it's not
and looking at comparisons, there's a lot of functions that are similar, but clearly it's using the same transformation scale. I think this is very similar to the Silverbolt and Hunger situation, where they're using the exact same transformation engineering, but nothing's part shared.
Yeah.
But except I said, there's a few things the way the elbows work and everything else. But there's also the thing about the face. His eyes in the face. People looked at the show model.
Okay.
And the eyebrows.
For the model or for the toy? Sorry.
For the toy.
Okay, right.
So he has kind of a dumpy face that makes him look like a bit of a bulldog.
So mean, but yes.
It turns out that's because the bit that the eyebrows are actually the eyes. those should be painted as the eyes.
Oh no! Like, is this just like a mistake with the photo, or is this a mistake with everything?
I think it might be everything. So basically, if you look at the movie, those eyebrows are his eyes, and then obviously the rest of it. So his face should look a lot taller than it does.
Oh no, Mikey! Oh.
I also saw a weird thing of people going off on a rant about how Blitzwing is just Starscream, and I don't know why this is a thing. I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to say it now. Blitzwing was never in Starscream colors. Blitzwing was in, we're assuming they'll never do Starscream's colors in a movie colors. And then they put Starscream in the movie, in Starscream colors. So
sure.
Let's get off this horse of self-satisfaction, people.
But I like self-satisfying myself. No one else will satisfy me, so someone has to. Yeah. I don't know. It's I stand by. I don't think it looks great, and the robot mode looks pretty similar to Blitzwing as well. So I don't think that helps. At least the robot mode stand out. But it's another option.
Yep.
If you were gagging for yourself a Tetrajet, now the option's available. So woo!
Beware the repaints.
I thought you were going to say the Reaper. He be coming.
No.
I don't have any other news, Mr. Mikey, unless thou dost.
Thou doesn't.
Oh, damn. 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's all we got, news-wise.
It's been a quiet week, lads.
Yeah, I mean, it's the run-up to Christmas. It's the way of the things.
It is the way.
It is the way.
This is the way.
Do you know the way? Show. Better than Primal.
My favorite. Do you know that Moonshine people I watch? Shut up, by the way. Those Moonshine people I watch with the stop motion.
Yeah.
Because they also did like stop motion Among Us, which was hilarious. But they did a 20-minute short called The Way, and it's the Mandalorian meets Ugandan Knuckles.
Oh no!
Do you know the way? I do know the way.
I know the way. That's great. Well, I suppose that's a good segue, Mikey. What you been up to this week? What you done for fun, son? Jim?
Ugandan Knuckles. I've taken him behind the bike shed.
Oh no!
And all he could say was, "This is not the way."
Did he say, "Are you my queen"?
That scream about Ebola, I was very uncomfortable. Like that's just not like socially aware in this current climate.
No.
But yeah, so I did see Mandalorian episode 2 of season 2, or chapter 10.
Why are you still watching
like
it? I thought you didn't care about it.
I don't, but I as well.
What else is there to do, I suppose?
I do, like I said, I like the core concept. And I think the show is nowhere near the heights it is held up by many. Mm-hmm. But I do like the core concept. That said, this was a fairly weak episode.
Oh no.
Mandalorian has to deliver an alien frog lady, who in the credits is called Alien Frog Lady, who just goes... Rah, rah, rah.
Well, her name in the credits is Alien Frog Lady.
Yes.
That's great.
To a planet so she can spawn. The X-Wings make them... Some X-Wings say, like, join a Republic or else. They crash onto a nice planet, get attacked by big ice spiders, and then escape. The big takeaway was Baby Yoda is a friggin' monster, and I feel like people should have made a bigger deal about this.
How was he a monster? Did he eat all the babies that were spawned?
Yes!
Or something? Oh, what a guess.
He just kept on, like, eating the baby's eggs. And I'm just like, why are we laughing? Why is this supposed to be funny that he's eating sentient children?
Because it's a baby. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, but it's a baby eating sentient children.
Yeah, it's fine, though, because he's so cute.
He used his superpowers to pull the eggs towards him.
Yeah. Oh,
because
isn't he sweet?
His arms are too short to reach them and murder them.
Yeah. No, not murder, eat.
Yeah, and then he nearly gets them all killed because he started eating baby spider eggs. Why
would he eat baby spider eggs?
Because he wasn't allowed to eat baby frogs anymore. He got caught. I am not one of those people who finds the child the cutest thing on earth. I think he's perfectly adorable as far as puppets
don't
go,
call him the child. That's what they want you to call him. But just call him
child. Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda is not that cute. He's fine. I've seen cuter. I've seen much cuter. But and people come at me if they'd like. But yeah, the frog lady, her character wasn't handled great. And it's mostly, there's this weird ass scene, like the X-Wing show up and like, okay, we need you to put on your transponder, and we also need you to send you a ping, and blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, oh, I totally don't have that. Really? And then they open up their guns. Oh, I totally have that. And it was really weird. Like, it made the... Also, like, there's this weird thing where all the X-Wing fighters are piloted by, and I mean this in a nice way, middle-aged fat people. All of them. Every single X-Wing pilot who has shown up has been in his 50s and weighed about as much as 2 people in their 50s. I don't get what that's about, but it was a weak episode, honestly. I'd say it's like a 5. Like, very, like... Yeah, a 5. I don't think it was like
so
below average. Yeah, but I would say the show usually hits a 6.
Okay, if you say so.
So I would say it was weaker than normal. Like,
okay.
I'd say the standard of the show is a 6 because I kind of like the overall setting, and I'd say this was a 5. I'd say the last episode of season 1 was a 4. So, that wasn't a good episode. That wasn't good. That had a lot of plot problems, but yeah, it was a bit of a it was weird. I wouldn't exactly say it sold the show, and people were saying like, oh no, a standalone. And I was just like, the standalone's the best thing about this. This is just not a great standalone. So yeah, Mandalorian, like, it's a time sink, but it's not it's kind of a shut your brain off kind of show.
Okay.
Are
you going to keep going with it?
I probably partly because I'm curious because of how they're going to handle Ahsoka.
Right.
Because she is apparently showing up this season. And some character from Rebels, but I didn't watch enough Rebels to know who it is. Sabine something?
Oh, yeah, she's the Mandalorian girl.
Oh, okay.
I think, anyway.
So, yeah. Yeah, Mandalorian. Not exactly setting the world afire, in my opinion, but hey-ho. Mm-hmm. Also, I watched the first episode of RWBY Season 8, or Volume 8, which came out on Saturday. Pure setup. It's basically reminding you that last season ended with a lot of bad shit going down, and this is where everyone is, and everyone's very, very tense, and we are basically just setting up the fact that one group wants to protect the city that's been invaded by monsters, and one group wants to send out a message saying a city has been invaded by monsters. And also, like, one of the characters from last season, Ironwood, who was kind of the hard-ass military general you kind of wanted to believe in, has now just become a full-on shoot people in the halls dictator.
Yay!
Yeah, and like you have that moment of people looking at him just like, oh no, we backed the wrong side. But no, like I'm looking forward to that. I like RWBY, so I am looking forward to seeing where this goes. Bit more Gundam X. Didn't get a lot. I'm only up to around episode 10. Like I didn't get a chance really with everything else that was going on this week to dig into it. Like I like to just watch Gundam in the evening, and basically every time I went to turn it on, I fell asleep. But we did have the fascinating bit where Garrod has a temper tantrum, leaves, and then tries to sell the Gundam.
Yeah.
And he's basically like, by the way, if any of you try and like kill me to steal the Gundam, this thing will blow the fuck up and kill you all. But I was just like, he's trying to sell the Gundam.
Yeah. Can you blame him though?
No, he was having a bad time, but like it was such a teenage thing to do.
Oh, totally. Which is kind of nice to see, isn't it?
Like the point was, it's a teenage thing to do. But no, like I'm still liking it. It's still so weird to see a Gundam space western, but hey, it's hit every other category by now. Gundam Kaiju show, it's coming. We all know it's coming. What else? Oh, there was something during the week that I forgot, but I've Primal wrapped up this week as well.
Oh, yes.
Episode 10. Season 1, it came to an interesting conclusion. Again, one of those episodes that's actually kind of hard to compare to the other ones. Okay. Basic story is Spear and Fang are fishing. Spear catches a fish. Fang catches a much bigger fish, and Spear throws his fish back because he wants to compete with her. It's just kind of ignoring the fact she can catch a fish, but it weighs several tons, and he can't. And they basically end up meeting an escaped slave who seems to be a modern, or at least sort of like pre-industrial age human.
Oh.
Who speaks Lebanese Arabic.
Oh.
Which I found out because the actress who plays her is Arabic. But yeah, we had our first words in the show. There's not a lot still. It's still a very, very silent experience. But like this suddenly shifted to more like it's gone from like fake prehistory to I think it's going to go into like fake Conan. Because like she's escaped from a slave ship and she's wearing like shackles and stuff like that. So it's a level of technology we haven't seen in the show before.
Will Spear be put on the Wheel of Pain or whatever it was called?
I mean, maybe. Like,
yay!
He got set in fire once. He didn't really make a sound, so. But yeah, and it's basically like he sympathizes with her, and she just sort of ends up joining the group, despite the fact I get the feeling Fang kind of wanted to eat her.
Okay. Was she jealous that she was stealing her boyfriend?
There was a bit of that. There was genuinely a bit of that until she fed Fang, and Fang was like, "I like cooking." Because she gave her a roast potato like from a stew, and she was like, "Oh yeah, okay." And very little action in this one, but it's pretty good action scene at the end. And yeah, big setup for season 2. Like I think we have like a series antagonist.
Ooh.
And I seen people really panic because they're like, "Oh no, season 2 is all going to be story driven, and he's going to be talking and stuff like that." And I'm just like,
I doubt it.
We have one word. He's not exactly writing the works of Shakespeare quite yet.
Yeah, I don't imagine Gendy would like turn the boat 360 or 180 degrees.
Yeah, and 2, I rewatched the opening of Samurai Jack this week, which had about 3 minutes of dialogue in most episodes.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I wouldn't be too worried about giving up the silent thing or the fact that a lot of episodes are still going to be focused on the standalone. Because even if they have a larger plot, like there's still going to be a large gap. So just like, and here's what they did in between.
Yes.
But yes, I would still say this is the best show that's been out in years, live action or animated. I think it's a genuine piece of art, and I think like basically it came on to all 4 during the week.
Okay, yeah.
So I ended up like playing the whole thing in the background while I was building a model kit.
Yay!
So I have contributed to the viewing score on 4D, and it's airing on E4 on Thursdays at 1:30. Okay. So yeah, Primal, genuinely cannot recommend it enough to people.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. It's I'm sure people will disagree with me, but you're allowed to be wrong. Yeah, and like I mentioned it there, I started building a kit. Actually, I'm much further on in it than I thought I would be. But the Justice Knight finally started to sit down to the Justice Knight.
Oh, what do you think of it?
First build I ever did without polycaps.
Oh, really? This is your first one? Yeah, because the newer kits try and not have polycaps if they can help it. There aren't many that can completely go without. Yeah,
but he does not. Can. He does not have any.
Yeah, he's nice. He's an
interesting. It's an interesting build. It's also the one I've done the most paint work on because I've basically I'm converting all the yellow plastic to gold. Because
fair play, yeah.
And I am adding red highlights everywhere.
Yeah,
because I thought like the white's a little plain. But yeah, like I'm enjoying the build. He's not up to the stage where I'm like posing him or anything. I still got to do his arms and a few of the weapons. But yeah, he's coming together nicely. He's looking good. I tried to paint the eyes on this one, but they're laid out weird, so it's really hard to paint with what I've got. So I just went with stickers. I usually try to avoid stickers for eyes, but hey, I'll do what you can. Yeah, no, like I knew I was going to be a bit more involved painting him than I was with the other stuff, and I basically decided, still haven't got the kit, but I have decided how I'm going to approach the custom for the Optimus Prime, the FlameToys Optimus. Oh, yes. Which is I was going to do Toxitron.
Yes.
And then I decided, like, basically that's just me ripping off someone else's idea. And I was looking through other Optimus Prime, because I wanted something that's got a base color scheme. Other color schemes I've seen, and most of them have been done, like I've seen a Diaclone version, I've seen Ultra Magnus. I've never seen a Nova Prime.
Which Nova Prime?
Original IDW.
Like
with the big wings.
You're not doing the orange one.
No, that's a different Nova.
The better Nova.
That's our boy. Like I don't think there's that many shades of orange in just spray paint.
Probably. I don't know. There might be.
Also, like I feel like that would be. I feel that would be going a bit easy on myself.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I went through. I'd need a good few colors and obviously primer and everything else. So, but like a very good thing is that he has almost no stickers. All the color separation is part separation.
Yes.
So it will be, in that case, it will be easier. So I won't have to do a lot of masking or anything like that.
That's handy.
But yeah, I'm some point in the next few months, I'm going to sit down and give it a go at that. Because I really want to at least try that at least once, you know?
Yeah.
I played a bit of Vanquish during the week. Platinum's game, Vanquish.
Oh, wow. There's a blast from the past.
It's been on my PS4 for ages, but figured why not. That's a fun game, but then again, it's a Platinum game 9 out of 10 times.
Yep. It's dated, though. It's quite old now at this point, isn't it?
Yeah.
How old is it?
2008, 9?
Oh, no.
Maybe a bit older,
no.
actually.
Oh.
Yeah. I saw, like, there's a... Tamashii Nations came out this week with a few things, including, like, there's a mech show I didn't know about coming from the creators of Gurren Lagann.
Oh, really? Okay.
Back Arrow. It looks like superhero mech meets Sentai kind of thing.
CG or like real anime?
It's robots, Andy, in anime these days. What do you think?
Oh.
But like the main human stuff looks very normal.
Oh, well, that's something at least.
But yeah. Yeah, like the new anime thing at the moment, yeah, there's really nothing airing this season that I'm super into.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I do have to do is catch up on the Digimon, because I haven't watched that in months. And it's just basically because it hasn't been in my head. Because I think that's nearly halfway through.
Oh, wow, really? Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. I saw a picture, like, Devimon's being given a mega form. Which I think is basically just Devilman.
Right.
Because it just looks like Go Nagi Devilman, like old school. Really does. And so it's got to be a reference of some sort. But yeah.
Did you see the Figure-Eyes Digimon metal dude that I sent you?
Do you know how many people sent me that?
2.
Many.
Oh, people care about you, Mikey.
So yes, Machine Dramon, Mugen Dramon is getting one. He's up on pre-order in a few places. I'm waiting until I've got the cash to pre-order him. But yes, I will be getting him because he looks amazing. And I couldn't give a crap about Imperial Dramon.
Who's that one?
The dragon one that's coming out before him.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I only saw the that metal one, and I was like, "Oh, he looks neat. He looks like a Metal Greymon, but meaner."
Yeah, there's a story connection for that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think he looks really, really good, and he's apparently going to be the biggest one. So considering
Will he
like
be more posable than
War Greymon?
War Greymon, yeah,
probably because War Greymon is like the very, very early days, and like. Yeah. I haven't started building him yet, but Metal Garurumon, I've seen the reviews, and he's super posable.
Okay. Really,
really good posability. And going by just the promo pictures like that, the Mugen Dramon is like definitely more posable than him.
Okay.
But yeah, and like he's a really cool design. Like he's the idea is that he's made out of other cyborg Digimon.
What do you do? Do you pick him up and just slap them on his body or something?
Yes, he ripped them apart and did that. Yes, that is the story.
Okay.
So. Like his arm is from Metal Greymon, and he's got knees from another one, and he's got like different chest parts from another one and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, and I was kind of curious as to why he was getting one though, because it seemed a bit random.
Yeah, because not knowing much about Digimon, I'm pretty sure he's not one of the big boys as far as I was aware.
No, he was like a major villain in the first series, but
was he? Okay.
Even then, he was a pretty like of the major villains, he was like the most two-dimensional, least developed one.
Right.
Like him and Metal Seadramon, I think, were the two like most minor of the final big 4 villains. But I was doing some reading. Apparently, he was the first like final level Digimon designed. Because before then, you just had the 3 levels, and then like for one of the games, they decided to introduce another Digimon of a higher level, and it was him. So he's got quite a position in Digimon franchise lore and stuff like that.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, I think he looks really good. Andy, what about you? What did you get up
to? Not a huge amount again this week, because that's just how it goes. I got a new boiler. That was exciting. That was fun. That basically ate up a day of being very uncomfortable as people were in the house doing boiler stuff and work. And I don't know about you, Mikey, but when there's a person who's not someone you know in your house, it just feels weird. Like you should be doing something, but you can't. You just need to sit there and go, when will you leave?
Or hiding something.
Yeah, hide my porn. The next day I was taking the car to get a MOT service, so that was another day eaten up. while the boiler was also fitted on the same day, or more days, because he had to come back to finish. So that took up most of the week. I did the fluff, not the Fluff and Hammer, sorry, the From the Files Patreon show. We got that up. The free version will be going up during the week. But it's up now for you Patreon peoples, where we talk about Annihilation and what was the other comic? Transformers 84 issue 4, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that was the other one. I don't think I got anything. Pretty sure I didn't get anything apart from, like I say, a boiler. I bought Demon X Machina because it was finally on sale on Steam, and even then it wasn't a massive discount. But I thought to myself, okay, let's just get it, because it's probably not going to drop any further. Haven't started it yet because I'm saving it for streaming, because that's, how I do my gaming now. But I got it because it's pretty much an Armored Core-ish game. And I was like, hey, I want an Armored Core-ish game. I want to be in the big robot shooting the big dudes going pew, 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 pew. So I'll be doing that at some point. Might do that after I finish Code Vein. Moving from one Japanese game to another. Perhaps not. Did I watch anything fancy? I've just been watching, Hollow live streams, because that's my life now. That's how I do things. Because TV doesn't provide at the moment.
No, it really doesn't.
No, there's nothing, and like you say, there's, as far as I know, not a huge amount of anime either to watch. So it's just like, well, I've got the streaming girls. Next
season is looking better. There's a few things I'm more interested in. Obviously, ReZero's back, but at the moment, if you want that anime-ish fix, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna Google what Hololive is today.
Is Gridman next season?
No.
What is that?
I think that's a season or two away. I don't know. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Or fuck, as we have been learning. Because I have been watching a ton of Miko playing GTA clips.
Fuck you.
Yeah, which is basically because she got permission to play it again, and apparently I watched it without subs.
Was she not allowed to?
No, because remember they had that big problem with copyright.
Oh yeah, and most of her videos were taken down. I didn't realize it was the GTA ones that were ripped away from her.
Yeah, and she got permission to go back to it, and I was just like, oh, such childlike glory. As she's running around, doing the "We Will Rock You" sound to electrocuting someone with jump cables.
As you do. Yes, very Miko. I like it. Very good. I can't think of, unfortunately, anything else that's really worth talking about. I've done a bit more painting today, which was nice because I had some time and the inclination to do so. It's not been desperately exciting, so unfortunately I can't fluff myself up to make it seem like anything really cool's been going on. So I won't do it. I won't. You don't
need a fluffer.
I do need a fluffer. I just need a life fluffer more than a penis fluffer. As you do. So, Mr. Mikey, we have some things on Facebook and a message via Patreon. So we'll go with Patreon first. We got Tenderbot 4. Oh man, I partied.
Apartheid?
I partied to get a Halloween themed question. I think I just tried to get a Halloween question.
Are you bringing about apartheid, Tenderman? Because I think that's wrong. I think that's a bad thing.
Maybe.
Don't encourage apartheid.
Screw it. Well. It's a free plug for the Fluff and Hammer Patreon episode where Andy talked horror movies with Adam and Gruff. That got me thinking: is Hollywood horror movies being rumored by catering to slash being made by nitpickers that needs everything explained, or they call the lazy writer the writers lazy and sickos like me who want something much more possible about monsters. P.S. They are called scalies, Mikey. You should know about this by now.
Thank you.
Oh, that was in relation to the.
Yes, I get it.
I didn't understand what that was. Then I read the rest of it and went, oh.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
What do you call a shark then? Because they don't have scales.
Gura.
Oh god, I just realized if you rubbed Gura's skin the wrong way, you'd bleed.
Yeah.
Because her skin would be made out of teeth. Osteoderms.
And technically, yeah. Well, she does have a hoodie, so maybe the hoodie's the teeth. I don't know. There you go. So, Mikey, horror movies. What do you think? What do you think about horror movies? Do you think they're being ruined by catering to being too slashish?
I think they're being ruined by being too slasherish.
See, I would disagree. I would say they're prone to the problem of being made cheap.
Yes, absolutely. But
it's less so than it's just. I mean, the slasher kind of genre is the easiest to go for.
Yeah,
but I think most of because you can do good slasher movies like Halloween.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is a good slasher movie.
But I mean, for me, I think I would put some of this on Saw, but I think we're only just coming out of a period where horror movies were make you queasy, make you jump.
Mm.
And I think like Halloween's a good horror movie because it uses a lot of good horror movie tropes.
Yeah, I mean, it made them.
Yeah, it's not really about seeing someone get torn apart by a murderer. Like, it's about scaring you. Whereas, oh, you didn't see that coming, or oh, look how gross this is. That was horror for a long time.
Still is.
Yeah, like
the loud noise jump scare still. A thing. And it's just annoying. It's not scary. It makes you jump, but it's not like scary.
But I really like a horror movie that is about making you incredibly tense. Underwater is not a fantastic movie by any stretch of the imagination, but it does at least play with some of that. It's more the it's the very design of Underwater, which is like you can't see what's very far away from you, and you never really see the monster clearly and everything else. That does play on your growing sense of dread.
Was that with the lady from Twilight?
Yeah, where it turned out to actually be Cthulhu at the end.
Yeah, I think I remember Mr. Gruff telling me about it, and he did not speak of it in the kindest terms, from what I remember.
Like, it's not a great movie, but like I said, at least I appreciate how it approached the horror.
Okay.
Like, I don't think it was good. But, like, and I don't think if you're a Lovecraft fan, you're going to go away like, finally, Cthulhu gets the representation he deserved.
I doubt it.
No. But, I really like horror movies that, like, I love monster movies, not a secret, but I love a movie where it's like, oh god, god, oh god, I'm uncomfortable and nothing's happening.
That's why I like The Shining so much.
But yeah, but like what's a good, like, it's not really a horror movie, but like Jaws used a lot of horror movie tropes.
Oh, totally, yeah, 100%,
and very, very effectively. Like, I love POV shots. I love a POV shot where you see from the killer's eyes or something like that.
Yeah.
But for me, I think, like, a lot of media, horror movies got lazy. And
like I say, I wouldn't say lazy. I think it's cheap, and it's the kind of snooty people in either producer roles or director roles that kind of look down their nose at it. Because did you ever see House on Haunted Hill, the TV series on Netflix?
No, I didn't.
That's not lazy. That's very good.
No.
That's a very good show. Every episode's really top notch. It does some good good scares, really good uncomfortable stuff, and then some really good high end drama stuff as well. If you want a good horror, that's a good one. I don't know what the new one's like, but I know that the first series was top notch, pretty god tier, worth a crack, as they say. Do you have anything else to say about that, Mr. Mikey?
No, I'm good.
Right, well, we have a message from Christoph Carlson, and he has... no, that's not what I wanted. Here's a fast cue for Andy. Is this a double dirty traitor? And he shows a picture of Typhus from Warhammer. A double dirty traitor? He's not a Dark Angel, so no. And it's depending who you ask, like if you ask Typhus, he wouldn't see himself as a double dirty traitor or dirty double traitor. But really, yeah, he's an asshole. Typhus is a piece of shit. No one likes Typhus. He's an asshole. He also sent over a free D&D PDF for Mikey. He hopes it will come in handy. If I can send that over to you.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
He sends me one as well. I don't have enough time to do D&D or learn how to D&D. But I did appreciate the artwork, and the artwork was quite nice and fancy. I thought it looked pretty. I liked the looks of it. I have no time. I do work, I do streaming, and I do podcasts, and that's about my world.
Time is sadly a commodity at the moment.
Yeah. When most people are locked in and have lots of free time, I don't, and I'm still locked in. That's the way. Does Mikey have any questions?
No, I was looking today and I did not see any new ones.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. That's fine. Mr. Mikey, thank you for joining me on this week's show, because there is nothing more to talk about, so let's not play with our penises on I was going to say on screen. Let's definitely not do that. Let's definitely not do that.
That's you're not allowed to do that on Twitch, Andy.
I'm sure.
No, I checked.
I think it depends. I think it depends how popular you are, to be fair.
I know
there are exceptions that are made for people, to be fair.
I think there are some exceptions that are not going to be made, and I think playing with your dick on camera is probably one of them.
Well, you'd hope so.
There's Chatterbait for that, Andy. If you want, go to Chatterbait.
Well, Mr. Mikey, thank you for joining me this week on the Poopcast. Where can people find you on the internet if you want them to?
You can find me on Twitter as Irish Paleo, and if you have any feedback you want to give us, guys, it can be sent through the various means of Twitter and Facebook and Patreon and Libsyn and other places, and of course the email to moonbase2@gmail.com.
Yes. Good.
What about ooh?
You can find me on Twitter as CCTFW, on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW. You can find this podcast on the Moonbase 2 forums. We're on Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. I'm also on Twitch, which is CCTFW, and I stream from 11 o'clock in the evening UK time to about 1 o'clock in the evening UK time. And you can also find some stuff on the ccbunker.weebly.com as well if you want to go that way as well. So, Mikey, we're done for this week. We may as well grapple onto our parachutes and fly off into the sunset, because that's how parachutes work as far as I know.
Sure, Andy. Sure.
Yay, let's fly, baby.
What we'll do, we'll get up a really high cliff, you jump.
Yes.
And then the parachute will fly you away, up and away. In fact, what you should do is jump and wait about 4 minutes to open it. And then you'll fly away.
I'm already on board.
Yeah. Good times.
From the secret files of Teletran 2.